And welcome back, rugby fans, to Rugby411. As always, I'm your host. My name is Joshua Shibata, and we are officially at the halfway point of the season, week 9 of the MLR 2024 season, and this is our preview and pick'em video. We have an exciting weekend of rugby action. 5 games this weekend. Starting on Friday is the first game. 2 games on Saturday, and then 2 on Sunday. So again, if you're in my Super Brew League, make sure you get those picks in early, especially the Friday game. All of these games, again, you can watch absolutely free, live and on demand on the Rugby Network, except for the very first game, which will be on Fox Sports 1. If you want to watch it later, you have to wait 24 hours after the Friday's kickoff time, and then it'll pop up on the Rugby Network. Otherwise, all other games you can watch absolutely free on the Rugby Network. I highly recommend. If you haven't downloaded it, download it. You can watch all the games of the MLR 2024 season on that app. So let's get to it. First game of the weekend is technically the game of the week for Major League Rugby, as I mentioned before, on Fox Sports 1, Friday, April 26th, 6 p.m. kickoff time. Friday night footy returns. Old Glory DC goes over to Zion Big Stadium to take on the Utah Warriors, fresh off of a really big upset victory over San Diego. In San Diego, now Utah is back home. The record between these two teams is surprisingly Old Glory's 2 wins to Utah's 1. All the wins, though, were all for the home team. So technically, that would mean by process of elimination, Utah should win this game. And I think that's true. Old Glory got completely smashed by Houston. I believe this is going to be another Western Conference team running over Old Glory DC. I don't feel that would change. I feel Utah will definitely run with the momentum they just picked up because they look phenomenal against a very, very tough San Diego team. Then our 2 games on Saturday, April 27th, both of them at 4:30 p.m. I'm sorry, actually, we have 3 games on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. The first 2 games, 4:30 p.m. First one, NOLA Gold taking on Anthem Rugby Carolina. Just for people who want to know about this, Anthem Carolina has moved their games, their home games, from the American Legion Memorial Stadium to now Truist Point in High Point, North Carolina. Truist Point is a baseball stadium home to the High Point Rockers, which is an American League professional baseball team. Apparently, the American League Professional Baseball League is a minor league system that works with Major League Baseball. Basically, it has teams in areas that there isn't a Major League Baseball team, and just like a minor league system, kind of grows and cultivates young players with the possibility of them going into the draft and being picked up by Major League Baseball teams. So they are the home to the High Point Rockers, as well as home to the Carolina Core Football Club, who are part of the 3rd tier Major League Soccer Next Pro division. So it is a smaller stadium, 4,500 seats compared to the American Legion Memorial Stadium's 10,500 seats. Possibly a better fit for a young team like Anthem Rugby Carolina. So NOLA going against Carolina. These 2 teams faced off earlier in the season. NOLA beat them 34-19. I'll be honest with you. I do need points. I'm way at the bottom, but I feel with the way that NOLA has been playing lately, and they definitely don't look good. I think Anthem is going to pull off the win here and get their very first win of the season. Playing at home, there's a lot of great talent on Anthem. Granted, they did lose to NOLA 34-19. They are still the lower ranked team, but I think NOLA is really limping into the season now, and I think Anthem can pull off the upset victory. Next game then, same time, 4:30 p.m. Dallas Jackals go over to the Miami Sharks at Chase Stadium to take on the Miami Sharks. First time encounter between these 2 teams, 2 newer franchises in Major League Rugby. Dallas was on bye, but before they were on the bye, they pulled off a big win over Utah. Miami just got a big win over NOLA Gold, their second win of the season. This one's also going to be a tough one. I think this will be a close game. I have to go with the home pitch advantage. I think Dallas has been looking good, but Miami has been looking really good too. And even though buys do tend to help out, I think Miami, again, using momentum with the win over NOLA, I think Miami wins against Dallas. And again, I need the points. I think Dallas will be the favorite. I think Miami has just enough to pull off the victory and get their third win of the season. And now let's finish off. We have our last two games of the weekend. Continue on Saturday, April 27th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This, to me, is the game of the week. San Diego taking on the Houston SaberCats at SaberCats Stadium in Houston. A game between two of the top Western Conference teams. San Diego just reeling off of a loss to Utah. Houston, of course, looking phenomenal against the Old Glory DC. This is surprisingly the first time these two teams are playing this season. Took a while to get to this game. In the rivalry, San Diego is up 6-3. Houston, though, won 2 of those 3 victories at home. Last year, these two teams split the series between each other. You know, again, this is going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be a very, very close game. San Diego, will probably want to try to make this a get-right game and really show that the loss to Utah was just a fluke. But again, San Diego's been looking kind of weird where they're having a very slow starts in games and just kind of hoping that they can kind of dig their way out of the hole. It worked in their prior game. It did not work in this last game against Utah. And I feel Houston is a rough and very physical team. Again, they have the momentum of the win against Old Glory. I feel Houston with the home pitch advantage will get the win here. And kind of give San Diego kind of a little losing skid, which is going to be very shocking. But Houston is looking like a prime contending team to at least make... Obviously, they'll make the playoffs, I feel. But to really fight for that number 1 spot over San Diego and Seattle. And then the last game of the weekend, a very special game. Sunday, April 28th, 3:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Special for not the reason you may think. But the New England Free Jacks, your reigning defending MLR champions, go over to Dignity Health Sports Park in LA to take on Rugby Football Club LA. New England did lose just last weekend to Seattle. LA is not Seattle, I know that, but New England will definitely want this game to be their get-right game. As much as I want LA to win, I know LA's probably not going to win. But I am going to pick them because I do need the points. And you never know. There may be a comeback here. We'll see. An upset here. We'll see. But it's going to take a lot. LA's got to play a phenomenal game. And New England, like I said, they're definitely not going to be happy about that loss to Seattle. They're definitely going to want to win this game. So even more motivation. Again, I'm picking them just because I need the points. And I'm just praying for the big upset. Now, the reason why this game is special, this is actually going to be the second half of a doubleheader at Dignity Health Sports Park. The first half is going to be the Women's USA Eagles team taking on the Canadian National Women's team in Game 1 of the Pacific Force Series. I'll talk more about that in my next video where I do the overview of the Pacific Force Series, which is a phenomenal international competition between USA, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. The first game in that series is going to be played in LA. First time that the women's Eagles team is playing in LA in I think forever. And the first time that they're playing in the United States in a long time. So if you're in the LA area, this is a great opportunity for you to be able to see your American women's team face off against the Canadian national team. And not only will you be able to go watch that game, your ticket will get you in to watch the New England versus LA game that will take place afterwards. I believe the Women's USA Eagles and Canada game will kick off at 1:30. And then right after that will be the New England Free Jacks and LA game. It is a full day of rugby. I, of course, will be doing the PA announcing for both games. So that is obviously a very, very big. I'm very excited for that because it's going to be my first time PAing for a national team, and I feel honored to be able to do that for the USA Women's. Hopefully, the USA Women's will pull off the victory against the Canadian national team. Big game. Again, I'll preview more about that in my next video. And this one, again, I'm just hoping LA it does something in this game. But it's gonna be a tough one against the reigning defending MLR champions New England Free Jacks. So that is our preview video for this upcoming weekend. Again, you can watch all those games live and on demand on the Rugby Network. Absolutely free app. Highly recommended. If you're in my Super Brew League, I remember you need to get that Friday pick in before Friday. We do have the Friday game, so don't miss out because every point is very crucial. Every pick is very crucial in our very competitive Super Brew League. So again, thank you very much for watching my video. I always appreciate the support, and I'll see you on the pitch.